Okay, everyone. We're back. We're here again. We are doing Outer Delicious. We are back this time. We are at Outervine Sunset Village at the Fieldstone with Chef Rodney. Before I let Chef Rodney say a little bit about himself, again, just to let you know about Outer Delicious and what it is. So, Outer Delicious is Outervine Senior Life's own culinary show. Not just a cooking show, but a culinary show. Last week we were at Outervine Marblehead with Chef Frank and sous chef Brian, who did an amazing job getting the fresh walleye. It was such an amazing job. A week before that, we were in Dallas with all of our chefs. But we're taking you back here to, I believe, our second episode that we had earlier. A lot of compliments from our resident here on campus. But this time, Chef Rodney said he wanted to be a part of it. Chef Rodney, why don't you tell the team a little bit more about yourself? How long have you been here?
I've been here for going on 7 years.
7 years, okay. All right, so and how long have you been an actual chef?
Over the 30 years I have been.
30 years. So we have 30, between his 30 years and my 6 months of experience, you have 30 and a half years of experience right here in front of you. So again, we're gonna just, over these culinary cooking shows, we're gonna talk about some different things to let you know how to cook different items in your home. So it could be for a party of two, it could be for an event, things like that. But Chef, what are we cooking today?
Today I'm cooking a open-faced steak sandwich with fried onion rings and homemade chips.
Okay, so open-faced, let's go ahead and show you some of this. Open-faced steak sandwich. He said with a little bit of the fried onions. You want me to taste one? Sure, I'll taste one out there for you. Tastes amazing. Tastes amazing. Yes. And what type of chips do we have here, Chef?
These are homemade chips with just a little bit of salt and pepper on them.
Okay. Homemade chips. So not the Ruffles brand.
No.
No, we call this the Chef Rodney brand right here. Okay. So, what are we going to do first, Chef?
First we're going to season our tenderloin.
Okay, so this is the tenderloin. So for anybody who doesn't know it out there, the tenderloin is the most tender part of the cow for us to have a steak?
Yes.
Okay.
Very tender.
Okay. Now, and Chef, I don't know how much, I hear people talking about Wagyu and American Wagyu, Japanese Wagyu. Have you ever had Wagyu steak before?
Yes, I have. Yeah, but this is just Ohio beef right here.
Ohio beef, okay.
Choice.
Okay, so it's Ohio beef choice. To our Franklin crew out there, we're sorry. We have to get the beef from Ohio, but hey, we're keeping our Franklin, Indiana crew in mind as well.
Right. So I season with a little bit of salt and pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, and paprika.
Okay, so salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, and a little paprika.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
And about this size of filet that we're cooking, about how many ounces, Chef?
About 6 ounces.
6 ounces. All right.
Yep. We're going to do a little bit of oil in the skillet first. You just want to pan sear it.
And
seasonings down first.
Everyone, I think this is a great item for Chef Rodney to be showing us the filet. I know a lot of you out there cook steaks at home. A lot of people, when they're cooking, even if you're not a chef, a lot of people tend to cook steaks. So I think this is a great item for him to show us how do we cook a nice steak. Now, Chef Rodney, a lot of people out there like their meats cooked differently. How did you like your steak cooked? To what temperature?
Medium rare.
Medium rare. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
This is what we're going to cook this one to. A nice medium rare.
Medium rare. Now, question. You have a wife out there, right?
Yeah.
So when you cook a filet for her, how does she like hers cooked?
Well done.
Well done. See, there's always that, hey, we're not going to judge her. We're not going to judge her, right? We just think that, there's a little bit less juice and flavor
right.
in that steak. So I personally, while this is cooking up a little story for everyone, I used to always eat my steaks well done.
Okay.
Okay, Chef Rodney? Growing up, that's what my parents taught me. Oh, you want to cook everything, make sure that all of the bad toxins are out of the food. And my whole life, I said, what is everybody talking about these steaks? They don't taste so good to me. And finally, as an adult, I started cooking my steaks differently. I eat my steaks medium.
Okay, yeah, that's good. And now we're going to butter our Texas toast.
Oh, you didn't tell me we had it on Texas toast today. Okay.
Yeah. A little herb butter.
By the way, Chef Rodney knows that I'm from Texas. That might be why we have the Texas toast. I'm just putting it out there.
Butter both sides.
Butter both sides, okay. I'll be honest, Chef, and I've never had a filet on Texas toast before, ever.
Yeah.
This is something different.
We're just going to put it in the skillet and just let it brown a little bit.
Okay. How often here at the Fieldstone Villas do you all have fillets on the menu? Is it once a month?
I have it as a premium dish. Right
Premium
now.
dish? Okay.
Yes.
I like that. So I'm glad he threw something out there, as we like to say, because we're at our community, the chefs are trying to have premium entrees available at each community that you have to pay a small upgraded price for. So this is something you have on your premium entrees right now is a filet.
Right. Yep.
I love it. I love it.
So now we're going to just let it cook a little bit.
As you see, I keep going back to his homemade chips over here.
Yeah. Don't eat them all.
I eat just a couple. Anybody else who wants to come try it, you should have been here earlier. Sorry.
So yeah.
Okay.
And let it brown a little bit more on that side. We're going to turn our steak here.
Turn your steak. So, okay, you just turned the steak, Chef. Now, how many minutes, give or take, you think you were cooking it on one side?
Yeah, like 3 minutes, 4 minutes.
Okay. So about 3 minutes, 3 or 4 minutes on one side.
Yeah.
And you told me how you like your steak cooked, but we're cooking this steak to what temperature?
Probably rare to medium rare.
Medium rare. All right.
Yeah.
All right. You know, if there's one thing I've learned about chefs over the years, Chef Rodney, is if there's one particular item that a lot of chefs are so particular on how to cook, it's a good steak.
Yes. Yes. I serve this here at Father's Day too, so all the fathers have this.
Okay, you know what? I'm glad he brought that up. That was 2 days ago, Chef Rodney.
Yep.
We want to say Happy Father's Day to all of our fathers, all of our residents out there. Hope that our team gave you a great Father's Day, but we don't want to forget about our team, our chefs who are fathers. Chef Rodney, I know you're a father. Happy Father's Day.
Thank you.
Thank you for spending time here and giving the residents a great Father's Day.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you.
No problem. I'm glad he brought that up. Mothers, you guys, we spoil you mothers all throughout the year. You know, why is it? Why is it that Mother's Day, when we go out to restaurants, Chef Rodney, there's a line around the corner. I mean, they're serving the premium fillets, they're serving scallops, they're serving lobsters. And then Father's Day is normally barbecue ribs or a hamburger.
Right, that's it. Too.
Oh, you mothers, you all get over on us sometimes.
That's what I got on Father's Day.
What did you have, Chef?
Some burgers.
Burgers, see? There you go. I wasn't making it up. He said, that's what I got on Father's Day was burgers. I told you. But hey, who doesn't love a good burger though, right?
Right. So you let it cook a little bit more.
Smelling good. Now, Chef Rodney, tell us a little bit more about how you got into cooking. Did someone in your family teach you?
Well, no, my dad was a cook in the Army. So.
Your dad was a cook in the Army?
Yes.
So that kind of rubbed off?
Yep.
I got you.
He did all the cooking at home.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, I think, I always tell people my cooking skills, my grandfather was a chef on the railroad.
Right. Okay.
So, I didn't get to meet him and spend a lot of time with him, but I think that kind of rubbed off on me.
Right. Yep.
So, yes. All right.
Yep.
Now, believe it or not, my favorite part of Outer Delicious is me trying all the chef's food. I think that's the reason why we came up with this show, just so that Drew could go around and taste different food. Now, while we're getting ready to taste this amazing filet, by the way, don't forget, we will be putting all of these episodes will be in a cookbook, recipe book, okay? So I said episodes because as I'm getting close to your camera, we want you to know the cookbook will be done differently than your average cookbook. How? Well, not only will it tell you how to cook the food and give you the recipe, but we will have the links for you to scan on your phone so that you can watch your favorite chefs make these items as well, okay? We were working with our amazing marketing team to get that out to you all this year. So be on the lookout for that at every Otterbein Senior Life community this year, okay? What else is coming up this year? Don't forget, we have our annual world famous talked about Senior Olympics coming up this year. Our 5th annual Otterbein Senior Olympics will be September the 19th, drum roll please, at Otterbein St. Mary's, okay? We were just talking about it just before we went live here today. We were talking to our marketing director, Heather, here at Sunset Village, and she said, I've never been able to come to one of the Olympics. I'm glad I'm gonna be able to come this year, and I'm so excited. So if you've been there before, tell your other residents what they're missing out on, but this is going to be one for the books. We're at a different community this time. We're at St. Mary's on the water. We will be having boat rides. We will be having competitions. It was just added within a week. We are adding on more food for you to taste at the Taste of Otterbein. Let's name all of the communities that will be involved. Otterbein Franklin in Indiana. We see you representing the state of Indiana out there. Otterbein Lebanon, who has been our host for the first 4 years. Otterbein Cridersville, Otterbein Granville, Otterbein Sunset House, Otterbein Sunset Village, Otterbein Pemberville, Otterbein Marblehead. Our host this year, Otterbein St. Mary's, and drum roll please, representing the small house neighborhoods, we have Otterbein Springboro. All of those locations / communities equals 10 plus our vendor GFS. 11 different tents of food for you to taste. 11. Now, we're getting back to Chef Rodney over here. Wow, I'm going to have to take the plate and bring it up to the camera so you can see it. I'm sure he's going to want me to take some type of bite out of this to let you know how it is. That's the only way. That's the only way we can really know if it's good, right, everybody? Is if we taste it. So I'm going to first, as we eat with our eyes, okay? Now I'm going to have to turn this around slowly. Maybe even take a little bit of the onion rings off so you can see that glaze on the filet. And Chef Rodney, you said this was cooked to about a medium rare?
Yep, rare, medium rare.
Medium rare?
Rare, medium rare.
Rare, medium rare. Look at the fresh chips. Now, Chef, and for anybody who hasn't made fresh chips before, how did you make those?
Well, I have a slicer here, but I slice mine real thin.
Okay.
Then I use fresh grease when I cook them and just keep stirring them around until they get nice and brown and pull them up, season them right away. And there you have it. It'd be nice and crispy chips. Okay,
so I want to make sure you heard two things he said that it seemed like it's very important to make fresh, amazing chips. Cutting them very thin, he said, Chef Rodney. Mm-hmm. Very thin. A second thing, fresh oil. A lot of people out there, whether you're chefs or not, cooking at home, you know, sometimes you might be cooking something and you say, it doesn't taste as good as it did last time. Your wife gets mad because you didn't feed her the same way that she was expecting. Right. Not having fresh oil might be your problem, okay? Even when you're going to some of your restaurants, whether they're fast food restaurants, sit-down restaurants, if you're tasting different flavor profiles, but you're ordering the same things, sometimes that means that the oil is not fresh. Okay, so that's something that we definitely want to make sure we do. Our chefs try to make sure, depending how often they're utilizing their fryers, a lot of them like to change their oil at least twice a week. Chef Rodney, you have a fryer back there?
Yes.
About how often do you have to change your oil back there?
About twice a week.
About twice a week. So as I said, it depends. Depends how many things that they're frying. Now, how do you want me to do this, Chef? You want me to just, are we slicing it up? Am I taking a bite?
You're going to take a slice of
Okay, so he's going to bring a knife for us to cut open. Miss Heather, are you tasting any food today? That was me speaking to our marketing director in the back as she said she might want to taste some food. Okay, so the chef is cutting it up for us. Yes, I'll be forced to taste it. I'm forced to taste it, everybody. I don't want to. Okay.
There you go. That's perfect.
Perfect. Gonna come up and show you. Can you see it? Can you smell it, everyone? Okay, let's taste it. Juicy. Flavorful. Very good. I'm sorry, everyone. We're not talking as much right now. Trying to chew the food. Taste every flavor profile inside this meat. Tastes amazing. Okay, now I can speak to you. So, don't forget, we want you to call in. As I have my phone right here, we would like for you to call in. Let us know that you're watching, but call in and let us know what community you are from, because we have a prize for you if you call in. The phone number to call in, 513-581-6044. I'm going to give it to you again. 513-581-6044. That's the number to call into our studio audience here to let us know what community you're from and to find out about your prize. So we've had people call in before. I've reached out to the communities for them to give them their prize. So as we're waiting to see if anybody calls in, Chef Rodney and I are going to get back to talking about a little bit more about some food items. So Chef Rodney, what is on your menu tonight in the Fieldstone Villa?
I have pesto shrimp and barbecue grilled pork chop.
Pesto shrimp and barbecue grilled pork chops.
Yes.
Sounds amazing for June. If I had to choose, if you made me choose between those two options, Chef, I think I'm going to go with the barbecue grilled pork chop.
Yes.
So tell me, out of those two items, if you had to guess, you know your clientele here at Fieldstone better than us. Do you think majority of them are going to order the pork chop or the shrimp, or about even?
About even tonight.
Okay. Believe it or not, and I know some of you say this, you know, it is hard. It is hard for the chefs to know how many residents are going to order which items, especially when we're offering more and more choices, right? So they sometimes just don't know. And, you know, sometimes they go off of the last time that they prepared that item, yes, but they just don't know. So that's why I asked Chef Rodney that question, you know, what does he think? So he's hoping to even, because if majority came in asking for the pork chops, is that safe to say we would Houston have a problem?
No.
So if everybody came in asking for pork chops today, you have enough?
Yes.
That's why he's Chef Rodney. That's why he's Chef Rodney. You know, so that's not always the answer. When I talk to the chefs, they say, "Oh, we don't. It just depends how many people because they're guessing." Sounds like he's staying on top of it, and even if it's not even Steven as we call it, he still will have enough pork chops. So I wish I were going to be here tonight, this evening, in the Fieldstone to taste these barbecue pork chops. Now, when you say barbecue pork chops, are you grilling them outside?
I will have a char grill inside the
Char grill
kitchen.
inside. Okay.
Yes.
We just want to make sure, Chef Rodney, because it's pretty hot out here in the state of Ohio and Indiana. We have a heat wave going on, so we want to make sure you weren't going to be outside sweating.
Right, no, not today.
No problem, no problem. As we're talking about barbecue and grilling, I'm sure you're going to be seeing more barbecue grill days throughout the summer at your community. You know, as you hear Chef Rodney talk about the barbecue pork chops, hey, if that's something that you want to have at your community, please go tell your chef. We want those Rodney barbecue pork chops. You know, and I say Rodney, but your chef, I'm sure, will put their own spin on it to make it their pork chops. So, Chef, your busiest day of the year here at the Fieldstone, what would you say, give or take?
Probably Mother's Day.
Mother's Day. We just talked about it.
Yep.
We said we just had Father's Day. Some people come out, we get burgers, but everybody comes out for Mother's Day.
Yep, I sure do.
Right?
Yeah.
So if you have to guess, you know, and when you say your busiest day is Mother's Day, comparison numbers, how many people would you normally serve on an average day compared to, you think, this past Mother's Day?
I serve average day about 35 people. On Mother's Day, I do like maybe 40 or 50.
Okay, so he said on the average about 35 people. His number almost doubles on Mother's Day. A lot more families coming
Yes.
out. A lot more families come to check on the loved ones. Hey, we love it. You know, as we like to do special events, Rodney. Sometimes we do competitions
Yes.
between the communities. So right now, I don't know if all the residents know, but we are doing a Disney competition
Okay.
from community to community. So some of you might have already had your Disney event, but if you didn't know, it's a competition a healthy competition between the marketing programs and culinary departments to see who can pull out the best Disney experience. Here at the Sunset Village campus, when is your Disney experience?
Thursday.
This Thursday?
Yes.
Okay. Is there any hints, anything you can tell us? The crowd out there, something that you're doing special for Thursday?
We're doing 7 different countries.
7 different countries is what they're doing here at Fieldstone and Sunset Village collaboration for Disney. So just letting all the communities know out there right there, just hearing that, you're going to have to step your game up, okay? They said not just the United States, right?
Nope.
Can you give us a couple of countries maybe?
Ireland,
Ireland,
India,
India,
Nigeria.
Nigeria. Let's just stop right there. We don't want them taking any of your ideas, all right? So that reminds you of, you know, isn't that kind of like Epcot, right?
Yeah, Epcot. Yep,
Right?
that's what it is.
So when you would go to Disney, a lot of you have been to Disney, and you go to the Epcot and you get to eat from all the different countries. That's what Chef Rodney, Sunset Village, Fieldstone are bringing to the residents here. I was at Sunset House earlier today, Chef Rodney, and they had their Disney experience, at least one of their days.
Right.
They're doing several days, and I have to give a shout out to Sunset House. Today I saw a marvelous, you get it, marvelous Disney. They kind of together. I tried to throw that out there, Rodney. They did a marvelous Disney breakfast today with the Disney characters. So a big shout out and kudos to Otterbein Sunset House, to that whole team, programs and culinary out there. So we know other communities are getting prepared. I believe I talked to Otterbein Cridersville today. Chef Shannon was letting me know that they're preparing this week for their Disney experience. Otterbein Marblehead, Chef Frank, they had theirs about a week ago, and Chef Frank did a marvelous job singing. So we're just giving some shout outs and kudos to some of the communities out there. So as we're wrapping up for our Outer Delicious episode this week, remember, we want you to tune in every Tuesday, 2 p.m. on your Otterbein TV at your home, in the hallways. Don't forget, you can get on your Touchtown app no matter where you are. So some of you might be in Indonesia, like Rodney said over here, you might be traveling abroad. You can still keep in touch and watch us every Tuesday at 2 p.m. on your Touchdown app. We also convert this video into a YouTube link so that the communities can re-air. Just don't try to call in when we re-air because unfortunately it is not live. We've had a few people do that. We thought it was pretty funny. But Chef Rodney, as we're wrapping up, we want to thank you for bringing us into your home today, your home here at Sunset Village to Fieldstone. I'm going to finish tasting some of this filet that I'm sure he wants me to finish over here. Yep. But we'll see you next week, next Tuesday, 2 p.m. Where? On Otter Delicious. Take care.